You're listening to WRFB Radio Free Britannia. And no other better freaking place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are, lunch with no other than the dynamic duo, Laz and Jack.
Greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
This is Jack. Welcome to Lunch with Laz and Jack, and... Yay, he got it in there this time.
Now, I don't hear myself in my own ear, which is very unusual. But I'm hearing the radio go through, and let's just see what's going on here.
I can hear you, so yeah.
February 25th, 2016, here in Shroud, Avatar. And it doesn't sound like I'm going through, which is really weird.
It is going through, so that is, I can hear it on my end, but today in the studio we are joined by Jade and Scroda, and then in-game Scroda is supposed to be playing the piano, but he's not yet.
Hey guys, I'm working on it.
Now, I don't
and we got
hear
him to talk
myself,
today.
Coming across the radio for some reason, which is another odd one. And that would probably do it. Okay, never mind. We fixed that problem. We're broadcasting, so we're good. Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to Release 27 here in Shroud of the Avatar. How's everybody doing here in the room today? How's everybody's morning going? Getting into the game? Jade, have you patched yet? Are you still working on it? Just out of curiosity if she's listening in.
I just hit the launch program. Hallelujah.
Okay, well, cool. Well, we'll let you get in, and then as soon as you're in, come down to the studios, and we'll talk about what you got for the good people out here in Shroud of the Avatar today, because this is really great stuff that you guys are bringing to the table here today. And I'm going to be loving to bring this to everybody out there. But meanwhile, we got some great new stuff to talk about that we can finally talk about.
Some of it, yes.
Some of it. If Jack would like to stand up. Oh, look at Seamus doing the dance. I love it.
We do have kilts.
Yes.
We have our kilts in game.
We finally have kilts in game. And long time coming. Now we'll
in my list of get the freedom emote.
Get the freedom.
Need the freedom emote.
That's right. Is freedom. But we do have freedom. Freedom from pants. We can now move freely and be unencumbered in our kilts. Now, Seamus McGinnis is doing a dance there, and I believe we have a new emote that just about everybody got.
Yes, I think everybody got it.
Which is, let's just do that real quick, because that's just too cool. Oh no, this is the other one. This is the Lord British
dance.
This
is the gypsy dance.
A gypsy dance from, yes.
It does get a little bit more complicated.
I don't know if I would be caught dead dancing like that on a regular basis, personally.
What is that one from?
The Lord British Returns video from the Recap Band. They did a video, and this was a dance they used.
I see.
And then, of course, it was Dance 5 was the other one. Seamus has apparently been out to visit the trainer for that one. And of course, the locations of that, I guess we'll read that in the update notes here shortly. What would you like to start with today? Kilts. Casey, let's talk about you. Do you have your new toy yet?
I am still... I was going to say, if anybody's made one, go ahead and bring it on down to the studio.
No, I don't know anybody who's, gotten to that yet. I did advance plan for the kilts for us today. I went out and, of course, made sure I had all the materials, so all I had to do was go buy the recipe and come craft a couple for the folks. I do have one for you over here, and I got one for Shroud as well, if he wants to go ahead and take us. Let me give him that. Oh, I'm not close enough.
Cool, thank you, sir.
Been watching the add-on store.
Yes, we're going to have a new kilt in the add-on store coming. We've got the Shooter Jennings stuff in the add-on store. Lots of great stuff came out today. Just where do we want to start?
Oh, we might as well show the we need to talk about the stretch goals as well. But let's go ahead and showcase the Shooter Jennings stuff because I've got that up on my screen.
Okay. I have it right here. Let me put that up on the screen.
In order to get to the Shooter Jennings stuff, you do need to get a store and to make a difference because Shooter Jennings is providing his music in-game royalty-free. And so one of the things that they did was they decided to pair it up with a charity. And since everything is pink, you might as well go ahead and do a breast cancer charity.
Absolutely. We applaud him for that.
Yeah, so thank you to Dallas for choosing that and doing all that research. And he did have a post on the forums asking people for their opinion on the charity that was chosen. And I forgot the name of the charity that was chosen for breast cancer.
Yes, doesn't it say that here?
Let's see. I'm looking in the actual thing. The Breast Cancer Research Foundation.
Yes, I thought I saw it in there.
Yeah. So yes, it is there. You can get the Countach album artwork as a picture to decorate your walls. You can get the wax cylinders to listen to Shooter Jennings' album in game, as well as the pink phonograph, very stylized and very, very pink, as well as there are already 2 other pink dyes in game, but this is the extra special Countach pink dye.
Or the breast cancer pink, as it may be.
Yes.
I believe that's exactly what they tried to match up was the ribbon color. Looks very
Countach
close,
pink.
At least. Yeah, Countach pink. Is that what you were going to call it from now on?
That is exactly what it's called. Countach Pink Dye 12-pack. So, I mean, I think it's really cool that Shooter actually donated this to the game to help with funding, as well as the ability to pair up with a breast cancer charity actually is really exciting for me.
Win-win-win. And win-win-win.
Yeah, win-win-win.
Yeah. Again, I love this shit. People stepping up to do things like that. Aside from just helping charity, it's helping, like you said, it wobbles the mind.
Yeah. Yep. And then the other add-ons are, we do now have the rusted iron small greenhouse. So there are 2 different greenhouses that can be purchased from the add-on store. Before it was just the round green one.
Okay, I see. Very nice.
Yeah. So the rusted iron is very similar to the existing greenhouse in-game, which is purchasable on the add-on store or actually the stretch goal store for a little bit longer. It's only got, 4 days before it expires.
There's 4 more
so
days
if you were looking,
all those things disappear and
Yeah.
they go bye-bye. There's so long, farewell, sayonara, no longer available. So if you want those items out of the stretch goal store, people asked me about the horses, and they says, well, if we don't get these in the stretch goal store, how are we going to get rideable mounts and stuff later on? I says, folks, first off, they're tameable.
That is going to be released too.
Yeah, well, first off, they're tameable in game, so you can tame horses. Second, they're not the color of the stretch goal horses. So one of the ways that we get around that thing is you sell or use a different colored horse. So the black, white, and I forget what the name of it is. Not a tan horse. There's a
Buckskin.
buckskin. Thank you. Well, once they go away, that's it. They're gone. You'll never see them again for sale. But you may see, a black and white horse. You'll see variations of colors, but you'll just never see these horses again for sale. So that's how that, it gets explained. Now, of course, the greenhouse that's in the Stretch Goal store, there is an identical looking or size, because the rusted iron one here is a smaller version of that. There's a craftable version in game that is the same size as the one in the Stretch Goal store. For those folks who do not know that and are curious as to what and how many greenhouses are available. Miss Jade, how you coming along?
She has made it to us in game.
Okay, I'm looking here. I wasn't looking at the screen in game. So
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Oh, very good. I mean, a lovely shade of jade that she is wearing there. That is a jade color, yes.
Yes, Jade is green.
Did we lose her, or is she just being her little?
She
flower?
may be wallflowering it, but it looks like they broke the sit. If you look at the screen, she's actually standing in the middle of the stool she's sitting on.
I do
on my
not see
screen.
it that way. I see her sitting.
Yeah, if you look at my screen, she's like standing in the middle of it.
I hear her talking, but she's.
Yes.
Hello?
Hello, everyone.
Here she is.
Hello, Jade.
Can you hear me?
We
Yes.
can. So, do tell, what is it? You guys are bringing a new quest to the lands here in Release 27, amongst other things. You want to tell the folks about that out there? Or not? I think she's having a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
We can hear you now.
Okay. I can't be in game on that page and visit with you. I've got it now.
Ah,
No. When they decided to no longer do hack quests, we were all feeling a little sad and nostalgic. So our crew got together and decided to do a bucket challenge kind of deal. And we're going to start it off in this release with running hack quests on Monday nights, just like we used to. Only after completing it, you will get a bucket helm from us, and we have challenged Phoenix Republic to pick it up for the next release and do something similar of nature, because we all found the hack quest so enjoyable.
quite interesting. Love the idea. Now, I was talking with a couple of the guys over there, and I says, are you guys prepared to pump out 1,000 of these if need be? And the folks over at EBL says they are prepared. They will deal with it if thousands show up for it. So
We'll be doing a lot of raiding of the Clink.
that's right. But great to see that the community is now stepping up, and since we no longer have official hat quests, EVL is going to go ahead and do a hat quest this release. And as you heard, challenge Phoenix Republic to pick it up the next release, and I guess we'll speak to the folks over there, and they'll pick the next people they want to challenge to do the next one, and so on and so on. And hopefully this will perpetuate itself to the point where people are really digging it and going for it. Luca, how you doing out there today?
Maybe they'll see how much people miss it and reinstate it.
I'm going to miss it. One of the things I really enjoyed every month was going to check out the new scenes and seeing how tough it was to get out there. Seamus just shaking it in the background there, dancing to Shroud's music. I love this shit, man, I tell you.
I just like going out and getting a new goodie.
Yes, well, it's always nice to have nice shiny little trinkets. We all enjoy those here in game.
Yeah, magic trinkets are the fun part about the game. Then from there, the fact that this is the community taking up the slack because Portalarium is going to be spending time finishing the actual primary quests, all 3 of those, instead of spending time on hack quest development.
Yes. Now, Luca says, I would teleport to you, but... And Luca, I'll tell you what. You should have 20 teleport scrolls and 20 recall scrolls available to you. I believe it's going to be in your bank. Everybody's starting with these today, so everybody doesn't get stuck out there in the world and you just can't do anything. So if you want to go to your bank and grab those scrolls to get yourself started, that's how you're going to start getting around and getting to us. Now, that's one of the new additions in game today. We now have recall and teleport in game, as well as bind. Now, Jack, did you try and bind? I upped your levels here.
Yes, yes, I did. As a trustee, I am not allowed to actually bind to a private residence that you do not own. So if I did not own a house in Owl's Head, I would have to bind to the town crier. And Owl's Head does have a town crier. He is next to Knob right now.
Yes,
so
that's a new addition. So if you folks here, if you all want to tag along, we're going to run up there and just show everybody the new town crier.
And we should also demonstrate /stuck as well and see what happens.
We can do that. But, we were talking about this over the last few days, how they were going to solve the problem, because I hadn't noticed them in the QA. And, of course, like everybody knows out there, we don't talk and discuss about what we see, and we don't give that away. Oh, I got to go up the other way. No.
You forgot how to get to Knob?
No, I was going to go in the back way, and I changed my mind at the last minute. Came around by the skill trainer, where most people would be more likely to recognize it watching him in the video. So right over here by Knob is now the town crier. And I tell you what, that's a location you can't beat with a stick. So how do we bind to the town crier?
Well, you have to double click on them and then click on bind.
I'm waiting for it since we all just got here.
You're in combat, Laz.
Yeah, I just realized that.
Yeah, so it's one where after you do that, after you say bind, you've got a yes or no prompt. And so since I'm already bound to my house in Owl's Head, which is, although this is a little bit more central, but you know what, doesn't matter.
And
so that's an easy process
down there.
Yeah.
So very cool indeed. So that people who do not have housing have a way to travel around the world, aside from being on foot. Now, one of the things I've liked, and I started using now, is I use this to, I use the deck system. I found one good use for it, to change travel modes, so that I can change between, the mounted on the horse, which leaves me naked, and my regular town garb, which I'll have to reset once we get back. We'll head back to the studio here.
I went ahead and did the /stuck just to see what it was going to do, and it actually moved me to 2 locations. One, it moved me closer to the town crier, then it zoned me all the way back to the entrance, but I was going to grab my teleport scrolls out of the bank. So way that /stuck is supposed to work is going to be only really used in stuck spots, and it's supposed to move you to the last pathable place that you were at. So if you were on the road, it's supposed to move you back to the road, and so it's one where it should move you like a few feet away from where you are instead of to the zone entrance.
Well, that's weird. It looks like all my presets for my decks are messed up, but that's no biggie. We'll fix that.
So I went ahead and got my recall and teleport scrolls.
Yes.
Recall.
Now, is this going to be a popular commodity out there? And of course, there are recipes to make this in the game. They are craftable via alchemy. And I will tell everybody that you can buy them. I'm not going to tell everybody where because that's a big spoiler.
Ooh.
But there is a location in the world, actually several locations in the world, where you can buy these scrolls. So, happy hunting,
I'm going to take
folks.
a guess. I'm going to take a guess and say at Alchemists.
Happy hunting, folks. I am not saying on the air.
I know one.
Yes,
I
Did
won't
you-
tell.
doing that earlier today. But,
Now, when you find them in their mysterious locations, can you buy either one?
you can buy both.
Cool.
You can buy them both off a vendor.
Are they pricey?
And no, they're actually quite cheap. But again, I'm not giving away all these spoilers today on the show. I'm going to let people keep it guessing about what, where, how, and all that good stuff. And when people start coming back to us with it, then we'll let it out there. We're not giving it away day one. That would be too easy. That would be
I do not actually know where they are because I have not been out there. And, yep.
Now the travel card, I don't know how much I will go out there.
L.
So, gentlemen,
So, yeah. So, Luca had the question, can you buy into houses you don't own? And the answer is a big fat no.
Big no. Yes.
So, it's only houses that you own. So, other than giving people decoration access, I don't see the point of giving people kindred or trustee access unless you're going to have a vendor at that location.
Yes. And
that only requires kindred. But so this is where I think they need a third set of permissions for lots, because there should be something that prevents me from actually redecorating the house.
what do you mean?
Because there's, well, okay, so you've got two different levels of, or three different levels existing right now. You've got the guest that is able to open doors when access is set to locked.
Right.
Kindred, able to add and remove or modify all items on the lot, and trustee. Between guest and kindred should be one where person is able to place a vendor and manage a vendor on the lot.
I agree.
Well, if I give you access, you have access to my vendors. So, what
Well,
am I missing here?
Pretend we get into a fight, and then it's like,
Like a
oops, someone
divorce?
just lost a radio. Yeah, it's like a divorce. It's like, imagine that. Someone just lost a radio.
Yeah. What do we mean lost
And-
video? Oh, I see.
Oh.
I see. You're snatching up my property now.
Yeah, so it's one where it's like, if between guest and kindred should be, person can place a vendor, which is a little
okay.
bit better than a guest.
Well, yeah, I don't know about that because again, if I've got my two vendors, that's my max on this slot. Why would I need to give somebody permission when I could just give them kindred and they can use my vendor? A little bit of gray area, but we all agree that we
But-
need a lot more fine tuning on house permissions, chest permissions, and
Yeah.
the like. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, realistically, it's like, if I knew that you had a rare that I really wanted, it's like I could steal it, and then hopefully you won't notice for a long time.
Right. Yeah, like the
and
radio that
but-
went missing.
Yeah, the radio that went missing that you didn't notice.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, Jade is having more difficulties here. I think she had a bit more information for us. But unfortunately, there she is.
I crashed.
Okay.
It's
I
called
saw you
it's called
disappear.
a bad pool collar error, and my Onyx has looked it up, and there's something he can do to fix it, but it just shuts me all down.
Okay.
But I'm back.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Now, you had a little bit more for us on the front of questing and community. What's the word I'm looking for? Events? Or was the hat quest the big thing that we wanted to get out to the world today?
Actually, I would love to talk about how Pee-wee PvP has evolved, if that's all right with you.
That I want to table for another time.
Okay.
We want to just touch on the. It's in the calendar, of course. So we do read that every week. Let's go ahead. We're here. Let's do it.
Okay, I'll make it really, really quick. We started a Pee-wee PvP trying to encourage those players who don't feel capable of going to the big tournaments. It evolved into the point where we could have 2 tiers, and then I came up with some sort of really bad way to rank the players, and the really smart people at EVL came up with a much better one. And it's based off of something called ELO that was originally made for chess. And so now Pee-wee has evolved into the Virtue League, and there are rankings on our website under Virtue League. And I just wanted to report that in the Tier 1 bracket last night, very unusual, coming up through the losers bracket did win was Kendrick Darrell, and in Tier 2, cool. Grave Dancer was our champion.
Kendrick and I are partners in crime in our scroll business over here right now. Kendrick and I. We'll talk about that off the air. But
and on the Virtue League, Job at 1070 is the lead fighter for this season. And it's pretty interesting. It's
cool.
Been exciting.
Maybe we can do a little piece every week where you can come in and tell us who's won your events every week and keep everybody updated on that news. Oh, hold on here. Seamus McGinnis with the green. Is that a green dye on the kilt? Stop the show.
He has dyed his tartan. Are you try not to look up his skirt?
Oh, hold on. Let's see that for the folks here. That's nice. That's another classic kilt color.
I want the.
If this was a UO, it would be blue on me.
I want a pink one.
Yep.
Are you gonna get the Countach pink?
Countach pink. Love that word. Yeah, if we were ever going to get an up kilt, it would be in the shots we get sitting in these chairs, Jack. And, of course, apparently somebody was paying attention to their animation work so that something like that doesn't happen.
Well, I am
kilt,
still...
not a skirt, damn it.
I know. I am waiting for the roll the dice emote.
I know. You're terrible. Casey Cupcakes finally made it here? Yes, it is.
So, I mean, we do have lots of other great information about Release 27, and yes, I am looking forward to the evolution of the Pipsqueak PvP into the various tiers. That should actually make it a little bit more fun, especially as people start progressing through the leaderboards.
Now, Casey, we got a new seat for you. If you see, put a neat little seat right there between Jack and I. Moved the set around a little bit last night. Jack, did you happen to notice your camera? You're not sitting right in front of the sign anymore.
Yes, I did notice that. It was a little bit off-center, yes. So I noticed it as soon as you were standing right in the middle. It's like, why are you standing in front of my seat? Yeah, so...
But anyway, let's go ahead and we want to do stand up. We're going to pass stand up and go right to release notes to get those out of the way. Because
I'm saying release notes.
Yeah, because we only get those once a month. So let me get those up on the screen for everybody here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just because we know what the devs are going to be doing, it's going to be bugs, more bugs.
Bug. Sheep boning.
And I forgot to mention this yesterday, but I would like to thank the people watching on YouTube as well.
Yes. Again, we do broadcast everywhere. We are on NBNN.info. We are on YouTube. We are on Twitch. We are everywhere.
Yeah, so yesterday I did miss a conversation between Monkey Gamer and Tenno Merrick. So I apologize for that.
Timestamp that, and if they timestamped it, I would have it on my screens 24 hours a day here, because it does pop out now. But yeah, I can't. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah. Anyway, moving right along. Release 27 instructions.
Okay, so I'm skipping down to the actual release 27, the actual deliverables. So story, more polished passes will be made on existing maps for balance and story support. We will also continue to expand the story with new scenes and the entrance of the Dungeon of Artifice. So if you think about that, this is awesome, especially with those pictures of Artifice that we did see beforehand. That was in the updates. But there are some bad things. Xenos, which I believe is supposed to be one of the metropolises, is going to be delayed. And so it's expected to become on, hopefully, in release 28. Hidden Veil polish delayed because Hidden Veil is not actually key to the actual story. And so it's something they're going to loop back to later on in the development process. Escort quests, NPCs can now move between locations and or follow the player based on quest flags. The first example of this is the High Veil starting scene, where you have to take the healer up to the injured soldier. So that's actually going to be cool. I'm curious as to whether or not the escort quests are actually going to be something that will progress to being between instances, if the NPCs will follow you between instances as well.
We've seen with the spirit talkers, they don't actually follow you from instances, but like pets. I thought I noticed my pet was following me last I looked when I left the scene, but I wasn't really paying quite that much attention to it. So we'll have to test that out, and we'll get back to the folks on that one.
Yeah, I mean, because that will actually be really good for us as far as like escort quests go in the future, to where if you see someone escorting an NPC around, kind of like, yeah, you had to do an UO and keep the guy alive and everything else, that will actually be a little bit better. Artifice, as anybody that's paid attention to the weekly updates has seen, Artifice looks absolutely beautiful, and it is going to be a fun place. I don't think they've opened up the halls of Artifice will appear in a later release, so it's just the exterior scene right now. Now the Palladus Shardfall is the newest Shardfall to be added, can be found in the North Palladus region. The Opalis Ruins, this ruined city, can be found in South Palladus. And then they added a ton of towns to flesh out the map a little bit out in Drakvold.
Yes,
so
very nice addition. I haven't looked at everything in there, but I'm going to run around, and they've done a bit of work, from my understand. Not just duplicating towns, but trying to get them really just tweaked out. Yeah.
Well, most of these are actually just duplicate towns right now. They do say for now these towns are clones of other existing towns with mostly generic NPCs alongside story-specific NPCs. So they have placed the story-specific NPCs in those towns, and after July, they will circle back and make those scenes unique. So this is part of the continuing development. So and then a bunch of adventure scenes also in the Drakvald area. So they've got a PvP zone with the ruins, the South Drakvald Spur, North Drakvald Spur, West Vauban foothills, East Vauban foothills, Siren foothills, North Helenhot, and then the North Helenhot, Hulenhot, because and the next one it's got the Hulenholt, Hulenhot, and then Hulenholt.
Shrek.
I think they forgot an L in there. Shrek. Yeah, so they also have expanded the South Pilatus as well with a couple of towns. The newest control point is the Superstition Canyon, and then after that you've got some stuff connected to Blackblade Pass, which might be the hidden passageway through the Blackblade mountain range.
You think?
I'm thinking yes.
Yeah.
If you've read, spoiler alert, if you've read the book, there is a hidden passageway through. Yeah. I did say spoiler alert.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, as well as a few other scenes. So the Blackblade Pass, they did revamp it a little bit, and then Hidden Vale all scenes in the Hidden Vale are now using the new sky and weather. Hilt is the Forge is now working. New updates.
Bow and Blood.
The Forge is working?
Yes, Forge is now working. But don't forget that the way that they talked about it is you're going to, while you're standing in the Forge, you're going to be taking damage, so you will need a healer. And then you will also need a party that will be fighting off the
mobs,
the rest of the control points.
That's right.
Yeah.
I want to kill.
Plus Obsidian's not working.
Yeah. Oh, wait. The funny part is the material Obsidian is not yet part of the crafting system, so I don't know what you're going to be crafting down there.
Well, the table is.
But the Forge is working.
The table itself is supposed to have other properties, is my understanding. So
I would assume it's one of the best.
It's supposed to be even above the pledge tables that we have for crafting. So people are gonna be flocking down there. Of course, later on.
Well, our pledge tables only give like +1, so it's not that big of a deal.
Well, yeah. What is this gonna give? +2? And
yeah,
we haven't explored. At least I know I haven't, and I've heard people. They can do some interesting crafting with the curves we've got and the math stuff that Chris throws in there. You just got to get up there and use the right tools, and crafting is becoming pretty interesting if you haven't been paying attention to the vendors and the variants of stuff out there. I'm loving it. Loving it as trademark of McDonald's Corporation.
Hey, if anybody's in the Austin area and they want to go to the Austin Shakespeare presentation of Medea with me, that'd be great. I just need your name and number. No, it's actually at the Long Center, so a real play.
Ah, okay.
I won tickets for retweeting it.
Oh, sweet. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Indeed.
So let's go back to the update. The Epitaph has been updated and polished. Spawning Doors Interactive's Necropolis. First of several planned fixes to Necropolis have gone in, including improved and streamlined conversations with the inhabitants. So maybe the ghosts will actually start responding to conversation prompts. So remember that further improvements are planned in future releases to this important part of the Path of Love questline. Remember that the Necropolis is also a single player only dungeon. And the starting scenes tutorials have been revamped a little bit, which means I will probably need to delete a character and then restart from scratch again.
only things I understand that really changed. Well, no, you're gonna do it because you got to experience it. I know how you.
Yeah.
That once you get into the Isle of Storms, you automatically start talking to what is it, Arabella? Is her name? Annabelle?
Yes.
So
Arabella.
you don't have to try and figure out that you have to talk to the NPC when you arrive. I've heard many stories that people went, "Oh, well, I just saw that person standing there. I didn't think I had to talk to her, but I was stuck there for an hour. Hello,
He
there's only
looked
one
dead.
NPC, and you're running around for an hour. You don't think you need to talk to her? Hello? Anyway."
Yeah.
And there's some more new tutorial stuff in there that you've been asking about and wanting and saying that's sorely needed
Well,
for the new player experience.
well, I mean, not just that, but Arabella should be one that it's like they might as well just do the voice acting on that, and then from there, because they don't have to do voice acting for every single one, although that would be nice, but that's also an extreme cost to the development.
I got you on that one.
But as far as Arabella as the introduction to the game, it would be one that would behoove the developers to actually get Gina to do the voiceovers for that with a hello, welcome, and do everything else. And then from there, it's one where it's like, hey, I know this is a little bit disorienting, but this is how you move in this world. And go ahead and introduce people to movement, introduce people to collecting, introduce people to jumping, and go ahead and do a little jumping thing. It's
So
like
you're
you need to
thinking
jump over
maybe
this.
there should be an ore vein, a tree, something they can experiment on in a tutorial right there
Abs-
on the island.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. I
Because
dig it. I dig it.
if you think about it, this is how you get those 10 points of skill in all of those first level things, and
so that
then
would
she can talk
explain
about
the skills you come in with initially. Oh man, I'm digging that.
yeah,
That. Yeah.
and it becomes part of a magical spell that she has to cast in order to open the portal to the actual to Novia.
Gotcha. Now,
So, I mean, if you think about that, a lot more comprehensive. It will take development time. It's something that
yeah,
can
now,
ease.
that's one.
I mean,
big
most of it
point.
is just story dialogue. Yeah.
But the other one now, we have a new mechanic in game that a lot of people are gonna scream bloody murder about. Others are gonna not say anything. Now, in crafting, you now have to, and in harvesting, you now have to equip the tool that you want. So we're gonna run back to a crafting station here, and I have a big problem with this because when you go into your crafting screen,
No, you have to, or can you?
okay, and you go to equip your tool, you right click on it, you've got equip tool, and right under that is destroy selected
Destroy.
items. And man, that's bad. That is not good, because I
Yeah.
know a lot of people's tools are gonna get destroyed, and if I wind up destroying my prosperity tools because of that, I would be screaming bloody murder. And yeah, as with everybody else, but that's a bad move right there.
Isn't there a dialogue box about destroying tools?
I don't know, and we should find that out right now.
So
I only have
if
my
you attempt to
prosperity tool.
if you attempt to destroy something, it does have a dialogue box
Yes.
that does pop up.
But still a
So there
bad-
is a little bit of a safety.
Yeah.
I tried to destroy my jawbone. I should do that on screen.
Oh yeah, I got my own jawbone the other day. We were out.
So
I put
yeah.
that on the piano. Hang on, let me see. Is it a skull?
I had a jawbone. Although I don't know where I got this jar of nut butter from.
Oh, that's a new recipe or a new thing. It's coming out of the Horn of Plenty, maybe.
Oh yeah, maybe because I have double click on that. I just got a pumpkin. And a garlic. From your cornucopia.
So where would I find these?
Yeah. Yep. Casey's a little bit behind.
Housing.
In the housing?
Casey, you can only bind to a house that you own or the town crier.
Yeah, it was a hint. For Lazarus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see where
I don't know what you're trying to do, Laz.
Those items
All right,
are
Milky.
helping.
when I died over in the Shooter Jennings things the other day, I collected what was a skull of Lazarus, but I don't see it in my inventory.
Well, just do a search under housing for Lazarus.
I'm not getting anything.
I see Lord British has arrived.
Ah, welcome again. Where is he? Ah, there he is.
He's right in front of you.
Yep.
Yeah, he's all
Yes, he
pink and
is.
cool.
Yep. Yeah, so we do have other new scenes. Blood River, any character can now enter the scene and start the Path of Truth, even if the character started elsewhere with a different story, as well as Solace Bridge, you can do that same thing. So that way you can start the actual quest for the Path of Truth, Path of Love, as well as Path of Courage. So all three of those you can start as actual quests. It's just minus the Arabella scene, so that's actually good for us. Then Ardora suffered a ton of NPC dialogue changes, and journal entries have been made to make the journey through the city's questline clearer for new players. So that's going to be a little bit kind of interesting. So Laz, what are you working on now? Besides clickety clacking.
Just asking Lord British if he can hear the radio today. Just make sure he can hear it.
I would love to ask Lord British a question, and you know what it's going to be.
He's not hearing the radio either. I don't know what this is. Let me see. I'm clicking on the radio. I click on play.
Yeah, it's only working for you, man.
And you'll
Just
come over my
asking
screen.
Lord British if he can hear the radio today.
Are you
Just
on
make
the
sure
same
he
network
can-
as the radio stream or something?
What's that?
But it should be connecting to the external IP, so it might be a firewall problem or something like that, where it's denying inbound connections.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he's saying he's seeing the same thing.
Ooh, nice cane, Casey.
Yes, I'm glad you got your cane, Casey. So as far as player-owned towns, we do have a lot of modifications. They did had the mountain template. I need to go out to Jackson to see whether or not that's up there yet. But blessings have been delayed. The music scene selection is going to be controlled through a phonograph for people that have a dynamic player-owned town. But that has also been delayed. The pavers and city walls will now clear foliage. So if you have your castle walls and you wanted to place them around an area, you can do that now. Then after that, there will be some template polish where terrain was flattened in various areas of Desert 1, which is the version of the Pax Layer template that was just, the biome was changed.
Yeah, so I'm letting him know that I hear it when I play it, which I just don't get.
User left your channel.
Why that would be that I can hear the radio and you guys can't.
It's got to be internal routing issue of some sort. So because you're on the internal network, and so you're actually doing all of the proper routing, whereas our routing is trying to connect to a couple of different places to get to your computer. So it might be something on your
That's what I don't
router.
get is I broadcast the stream to the stream point, and I'm listening from those same stream points as you are. I mean, I'm listening to the radio on another machine off of the website. I'm not listening to it on the internal network. So I don't
behind-
understand that, you know. I
Behind
listen
the
to it.
scenes, though, it's different.
I listen to it on my phone when I go out of the house and go shopping yesterday. I was able to hear it. So I don't get why it's not coming through the website and the radio for some people, and others it is. But
Well, it's the same problem that I actually have connecting to WRFB Rocks, where the webpage doesn't even load for me.
Yeah, I mean, I've loaded up. And anybody else out there want to go to radiofreebritannia.com, WRFB.rocks, and tell me if they have problems with it? I'd appreciate it here on the radio today. Give me a report out there so we know what's going on. But we got to continue on with what we were talking about. You want to talk about the new player-owned towns that were dropped in, or we want to go a little bit more?
I was going to talk about the fact that public cache chests are now placeable
in player-owned towns.
In player-owned towns, and you can have several of them based off the town size. Although if you have the smallest town size, which is a holdfast, you have the smallest number of cache chests, and that's 1. But if you have a metropolis, I believe that's going to be like 5. And so if you wanted to start doing quests within your town where people are going to a public cache chest, you can do that now. So that's actually really exciting to me. And then after that, you do have new template variations with the removal of cobblestones and the Pax layer templates. You also have new dynamic pots. There is also a fully forested version of the grasslands template that has gone in. So if you, instead of a grasslands, you want it to actually be a forest, you can actually do that now.
Ooh, that's new.
I forgot about that one. Yeah, so that's Forest 02.
Any place we can go see that at?
I don't know if anybody has a forested plain yet.
Yes, we didn't know that one was coming in personally. With all this stuff that we do see out there, we knew that we were getting a bunch of new templates, biomes. The words are still mixed and mashed, and I'm not going to touch that subject today.
Too hot.
Yeah.
Too hot.
But
yeah, I just came out to Jackson, and it is still the old Pax layer template. It has not been updated to the Mountainy.
we will bring
But
you all that
if you look at
information
it-
next week with the Starlong
Yeah.
interview. So stay tuned to NBNN. I will have advertising out for it. We will be clearing a lot of misconceptions and other things up for folks with land rush, housing, player-owned towns, blah, blah, blah. Next week, we're going to get Star up on here, and he's going to give us the skinny on all of it for all the stuff that they don't get covered in the post-mortems, hopefully, as well. So stay tuned for that.
Yep, and then unfortunately,
around
Roving
6
Encounters
minutes.
has been delayed again.
Yes.
Yep, it's okay.
Well, we saw the llamas, we saw stuff on the overland. To me, that was progress being shown off by Chris and the folks down there.
That was
Okay.
hysterical.
Yes, the
Purple
purple vortex llamas and the chaos demons on the overworld, as well as in-game. Really cool stuff over the week. Yeah.
I'm waiting for the Jay Wilson to make a comeback.
Yeah, my hat's off to the developer who pulled off the energy vortex. That was pretty darn funny.
Yeah, that was sweet. Really sweet stuff. But we're coming up 5 minutes here, Jack. I know we got a lot more stuff to cover, but we'll have to put that off till tomorrow. By then,
Well,
we'll,
I
of
think,
course, had some time to explore this.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll pick up at crafting and agriculture and stuff like that. So that way we can talk about that. Because heat map is going to be coming up, which means it is time for us to do the calendar.
Now, heat map. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I want to study that. I want to play with that before we get in depth on it. So yeah, we'll table that for tomorrow. Definitely.
Yeah. So Remember, calendar is provided by Avatar Circle. It is also hosted on NBNN.info, and just click on the calendar button at the top. Today is Thursday, February 25th. All times are Central Standard Time, or as we call it, New Britannia time. So generally Thursdays are relatively slow, especially with a release day. At 4 o'clock, you can listen to Golden Wing O'Conan on Avatar's radio because it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and that is his normal country show. So
somewhere every weekday.
Yeah. Well, if it's 4 o'clock Central Standard Time, that means it's 5 o'clock East Coast. So it's 5 o'clock for you, 4 o'clock for me. At 6 o'clock on Avatar's radio, Dr. DJ Selly does his 70s and 80s rock show with faster and louder, so you can listen into some awesome guitar sounds. So I love lead guitars. If you're interested in doing some PvE, you can join Kazan Phoenix Fire or Malakis out in the Phoenix Republic as they go into their weekly foray into the control points, dungeons, and others of the most dangerous locales in Novia. If you just want to listen to the radio, DJ Striker Sparhawk is doing his Lost in the Spaces show with an eclectic array of tunes, followed by some PvP. If you are interested in Gladiator Wars, that is held out in Finchfield with Pestilence. This is something that's been going on for a while. Registration ends at 7 p.m. 8:50 Central Standard Time, and the wars themselves, the battles, begin promptly at 9. This is a 1-hour event, lasts between 9 and 10. Remember, it is out in Finchfield. If you need to, you can talk to Pestilence to get there. The last event for the day is going to be a Pollux Evanhart with his Temper Tantrum Tea Days, where you listen to some loud, proud, and aggressive music. So that is the calendar for Thursday, February 25th. Relatively short.
Yes, relatively short calendar here. We have a Dark Star making an appearance on scene. He just came and disappeared. But we're going to wrap it up here for today, folks. We will be back to bring you the rest of the release stuff here in R27. We're going to go ahead and see if we can troubleshoot a couple things with the good folks down at the offices here real quick. Figure out why we're not broadcasting and get that taken care of so you guys can hear us out there. Other than that, we got to thank our sponsors real quick. Let's go ahead and knock those out. Of course, got to say thank you to our friend Ben over at Relics by Rild. If you want to get 10% off all your authorized Shroud and the Avatar swag, go out to Relics by Rild, use the promo code NBNN. Get 10% off your swag out there. Shroud Marketplace, go ahead and by the way, quick, Shroud Marketplace, I noticed there's a new item for sale out in the marketplace.
Oh yeah,
did you see that?
Someone did put up a Hearth of Britannia.
Someone's got a Hearth of Britannia up for sale on the Shroud Marketplace, man. For those of you people who don't know what that is, go take a peek if you're interested in getting your hands on a Hearth of Britannia. What was it? The actual item?
The Hearth of Britannia cabinet.
Cabinet. Thank you. Yeah.
The
check out
Hob
Shroud
cabinet.
Marketplace. Yes. Meanwhile.
User left your channel.
This is Jack.
Take it for pigs.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you, baby. Oh yeah. Dude, seriously, I can look up your skirt. It's not a kilt, but I can look up it like